This next Wednesday is live. Trauma Radio down there. Tune in. You got the ThaLSpot in the building. You got Jessica and Camille J here. They're about to tell you about their brand new event they got tomorrow night, Thursday. Man, know about their 3rd anniversary.
Radio, baby. Make sure you tell a friend to log on. www.traumaradio.net is that link. Tonight I'm alongside my brother Marco Star Jones. Star, what up, brother?
What's good? It's Wednesday, people. Shout out to everybody tuned in on the check right now. Traumaradio.net. Y'all already know the link.
A lot of our followers been a little unfaithful lately now that Empire's been on. But you know, we always got it locked on Wednesday nights. Had it locked for the past 2 years now. Them on all our radio stations in the tri-state area, streaming in 30 plus countries.
It means a lot when Empire is your competition, you understand?
Exactly.
So if you have a radio station tuned in right now, stop hating, man.
You know, remember before when we had Confession Thursdays and it was our competition?
Oh, we always got the prime time joints.
These TV shows always after us, man.
They don't want us to prosper.
Never.
But it's like that we here though.
Of course. For those not familiar with Who's Next Wednesdays, Who's Next Wednesdays is a show dedicated to up-and-coming talent. Not just up-and-coming music artists, but up-and-coming talent. People, up-and-coming talents of all kinds, of all sorts. We had music artists up here. We had clothing designers. We had a lot of entrepreneurs. We had hosts. We had... What else we had, Stu?
Hey, everybody.
So the first voice y'all heard was Jessica. The second voice was Camille, right?
Yep.
So we got Jessica and Camille from the ThaLSpot, you know.
ThaLSpot, ENT,
Shout out to ThaLSpot. I know y'all always be looking at our interviews like, yo, who's the young lady with the squeaky voice that's always interviewing us? Yeah, that's Camille.
Yeah, my voice is kind of squeaky.
Jessica's the background. She's usually recording.
Behind the camera.
You know, so shout out to the ThaLSpot. ThaLSpot is like one of Trauma Radio's biggest supporters, so you know we have to bring them through. You know, they got something coming up. Before we get into that, you know, introduce yourselves, you know, talk to you about your brand and all that.
Alright, I'm Jessica Lenise, the founder of the ThaLSpot.
Okay, and I'm Camille J. I am a writer for the ThaLSpot website, correspondent, I do the interviews. I'm the squeaky voice girl, apparently.
Squeaky voice girl.
I'm trying to get that, tone it down. It's a little better.
I don't know, we're going to have to adjust your sound a little bit. Look, HR warning right now, look.
But, Entertainment PR. And it's pretty much two parts. It's a public relations company as well as a entertainment website. So we pretty much work with independent artists, brands, entrepreneurs, and just help, as far as in the PR, well, pretty much overall help them bring more awareness to their brand. Whether it's me doing public relations or whether it's Camille interviewing the artists on the blog and yeah.
So the ThaLSpot, how is it trademark?
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's what's up. So nobody can swag your own.
Exactly.
No.
Legit.
Smart, very smart. Okay. But ThaLSpot, how long has it been around?
Well, we're going into our 3rd year. Our 3rd year is actually on Friday, March 13th. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. And tomorrow we'll be celebrating at Roulette Theater.
We're turning it up tomorrow, guys. Roulette Theater.
Oh, hold on, before we get there, let's hold on.
Maybe
I'm ready.
all night.
We're going to do that, but let's get started a little bit. No. ThaLSpot a little bit, you know. So you said it started 3 years ago. So how did that come about? Like, what was the thought process, you know, for developing it?
Honestly, I was around a lot of different artists and entrepreneurs, and the one thing that they kept saying was, I'm not getting promoted enough. So I'm a writer, like, in the first place, and I pretty much was like, you know what, let me start a blog to write about them and pretty much help promote their brand. And I was also going to school for public relations. So eventually, after the first year, I decided, you know what, let me do my own PR company and expand the blog to PR, and pretty much here we are, 3 years later.
Was this like the thought process by yourself, or was there any contributing, factors into it?
I mean, my environment, if anything, like, those are the people that helped me decide to create this blog. Like I said, I was always around different artists. Like, it's all started when I was in the studio with one of my friends who's a producer. And he always would bring different artists around on different, like, brands. And I'm like, you know what, you guys are really dope. Like, you should be heard, but they're not being heard by the major media outlets. So I was like, you know what, let me just create a blog. And that's when I originally created it in January, like, did the whole website thing. But I officially launched it March 13th.
Okay. March 13th, 2012.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's what's up, though. It's longevity, since Trauma Radio, Who's Next Wednesday, has been around for almost 2 years, and since we've been around, we've been hearing about you guys for the past year, so You know, that speaks volumes, so we definitely appreciate what it is that you guys do.
Thank you.
So thus far, in the ThaLSpot tenure, what has been like the most gratifying thing for you guys? Like, what's the number one thing to make y'all go?
Okay, so yeah, it's Camille. One of the things that I really like to see is when I find an artist, I reach out to them, I interview them, and then a couple months later, I go to a showcase and I see them popping off on stage. People know them. People are like, oh yeah, we heard about you. We saw your thing on the ThaLSpot. We saw you on the ThaLSpot Instagram, things like that. We definitely make sure that we network with our artists and different people that we meet, and we like to build that bridge and build that connection. So if I find an artist and Jessica knows people that make music videos, or she knows someone that's looking for an artist for a showcase, we definitely make sure that we bridge that gap and make those connections. And it's really good to see those connections follow.
I have no real experience. At least nobody's trying to give me the opportunity. I said, you know what, I need an accountant because I don't want to do this booking no more. So she did it for me. She put my ThaLSpot on her resume, and she got a job, and she's got a well-paid job right now.
That's what's up.
So I don't mind creating opportunities for others.
Okay. So with that said, how many people is under the umbrella of the ThaLSpot?
How many people? I want to say
I know 2 of y'all, but I'm sure there's more. You just mentioned.
Okay, so I have my accountant. I have 2 photographers, one in New York and one in Atlanta.
Ooh, HR, you heard that?
She making moves, man.
So that means when we go to Atlanta, we gotta link up with the ThaLSpot because they out there too.
And I also have 2 intern writers. Yes. And who else do I have? I have other people that I pretty much, bring them on board, but they're not official yet.
Right.
But I'm always have other people. So, but those are my main people: my photographers, my writers, and my accountant.
So as far as bringing people on board, are they usually friends or it's people that you find out at different events? Just
for instance,
networking.
For Camille, I met her in class. We went to school together, so we had the same class. And I saw some of her work, and I was
so
like...
y'all was being mixy, or was y'all just networking? Because Camille comes off with the mixy vibe.
Oh, I always get that. I'm really not.
Camille seemed like the jokester.
She's the outgoing one.
I am outgoing, but I'm not mixy. I'm not that mixy.
Alright.
I try not to be anyway.
You gotta be mixy in this business.
The ThaLSpot for that, because I really wouldn't have as much experience as I do if it wasn't for that. It's one of the first on-camera experiences that I've had, and it's one of my most consistent ones. I'm always doing interviews, and we always having events, and with the ThaLSpot, I really feel that I've gotten to grow. As any other company, any other job, you have to review your work and see how you could get better, and Jessica makes sure that we do that. Even if I will think oh, I just had a great interview, that was great, and Jessica will be like, yeah, it was great, but you was out there saying a lot. I don't know if you caught it. I heard you say 4 times. You know what I mean? And she always says make sure you go out. Yeah, make sure you go out and review your interviews and review your work, review your articles that you wrote on the blog, review all that stuff. So I feel I really have gratitude towards Jessica and the ThaLSpot for creating this opportunity for me. This is something that I wanted to do. I always know that I wanted to get into broadcasting, specifically the entertainment. But definitely not so fast. I know people who graduated with me, who graduated with Jessica, who still, not really doing much. Yeah, not really doing much. And then they see oh, you have all these interviews, and it may not be with the biggest name. Everybody may not know the biggest name, but I can tell you I have a lot of experience over someone who did get a job in the big name who's starting way at the bottom.
Yeah. It's a progression. It's a process.
Yeah.
You gotta start from somewhere to do. How did y'all get in cahoots with the whole BNC movement?
Well, originally I was Kyle's publicist. And then Kyle and John had met up, and then they created BNC Studios. So I actually been within the process since day one. And ever since then, I'm always BNC and ThaLSpot, always together. So
shout out to Kyle Bailey too, man. He's a big Trauma Radio supporter, man.
Long time friend, man.
We grew up with him, so shout out to Kyle and the whole movement, man. But So let's talk a little bit about this.
We actually collaborated with like another company, and we just did like the website launch. And it was a concert, pretty much. You know, had different artists perform, and I had media come out. But then my second year, I said I want to do something bigger, and it took me a long time to find Roulette Theater because I was looking at a whole bunch of different venues at NYC and in Brooklyn, and I could not find that perfect one.
Yeah.
And then I found Roulette. I'm not gonna front. Roulette is very expensive. It killed my pockets.
ThaLSpot,
But
They got the large.
large.
I love the venue, and I just wanted to do something where everybody that I know that is affiliated with the ThaLSpot, or even people that I just met, like
Right.
just come together and network. Because the whole point of the ThaLSpot is to network and be recognized.
Right.
So pretty much have artists perform, showcase their talents, have different vendors come and sell their products, and also different entrepreneurs, other brands come and just pretty much meet each other where they can do joint ventures, just like how we have the ThaLSpot and BNC Studios.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day, the ThaLSpot and Trauma Radio,
Definitely, we're gonna work.
So it's like just everybody meeting each other and just networking and just building on and continue growing their brand and reputation.
Right.
So far, every artist that I've either brought to a radio station or to like a show, everybody loves them. So of course, for my own, I have to have the best.
Yeah.
So it's very hard when there's so much talent out there and trying to pick like the best out of those talents. So for the last year and this year, I picked like 6 different talents to perform, and they're really dope in their own different way. And yeah, so that's
Typically, how many people tend to come to these auditions? Do they audition? What is the process?
Actually, lately it's more of me personally handpicking.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to say audition, let's say if I go to a show and I see a couple of artists perform, or if I see on social media and like I check them, like I kind of stalk them, like see their videos that we did before or something like that, or listen to their music. That's when I'm like.
It's not called stalking.
And that
It's called scouting.
scouting, that's a good word. And,
We're in the industry where we scout. We don't stalk.
and I just wanted to make that as like a note, because Jessica said sometimes we're not specifically holding auditions. We may go to a show and we see somebody that we like. So note to artists, like, you gotta be on point every time you hit the stage, because you do not know who's gonna be in the audience. You never know.
Stress that all
We
the time.
reiterate the same thing to artists. Like, you never know what A&R, what producer, who's going to be there.
Right.
So you always want to put your best foot forward.
Well, there's one person or 100 people there.
Right?
Do
You
your
Right.
thing.
better go
Right.
in,
Yeah.
exactly. And another thing I want to say, because you asked Jessica, like, oh, how do you make the show better each year? Jessica always has a vision. Last year, her vision was like, all right, I need to add something new. Like, I don't want to just make it a
This is her
concert.
voice?
Now, Jessica's voice is a little calm. But she didn't want to make it a concert, so she's like, oh, how could you revamp it and make it something better? Not just have, people in the audience just sitting around listening to these artists. So last year, it was music and fashion. So aside from just showcasing different artists, we also had
Fashion designers.
fashion designers. We made them link together, so
With the artists, so they can perform together. So as the artist is performing, the models can
like a little rip the runway.
Okay, I was
type-
going to ask, like, how
Yeah.
did that happen? Okay.
a rip the runway kind of thing. Audience.
More interactive.
Yeah.
You know?
And just showing that there's so many different elements to music. Because music and fashion is always come together.
Definitely.
Music and dance come together. And next year, what I'm going to do.
Don't put that out there
I'm
yet.
not.
You come back to the show next year.
I'm
We're going
not.
to talk about it.
That's why I said, music and what I'm going to do next year. Because it's going to be amazing.
Camille said it. You always got a vision. I can see it. You got to think ahead.
But that's good that you try to fit different industries together, because I feel like a lot of people just think that it's just music is the only thing that you can showcase.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of different things that you can showcase as far as like the dances, you have spoken word, you have poetry, you have all those different things. So it gives more people opportunities rather than just music artists.
Right, and we as like supporters of the art and creators of art, we need to make sure we stay together, and we can't say like, all right, I only do music, I don't want to work with anybody else that's not doing music, I don't want to reach out to anybody else that's not doing this. Like, stay in your lane. we are all in that same lane. Like we all on the same.
It's always love over here at Trauma Radio. We make sure that you always have a great time. You always feel comfortable. Me, constant as super constant.
I feel good when I see people that come through laughing and, at ease, We like to be that home Southern hospitality.
Yeah, because Camille was a little bit nervous at first, but it seemed like she warmed up.
Because we keep it 100 here at Trauma Radio. ThaLSpot came through and they thought we was trying to line them up. Because the studio was in the cut.
Yes.
So they was like, we're here around side, but
we were not trying to get out the car.
We don't know what door it is. They thought we was trying to line them up.
That's everyone that always come up here. Everybody always going to the Chinese food store next door.
Everybody be like, yo, bro, if it wasn't for you coming outside.
For real. Because it's so dark, like you don't want to get out your car. But
it's not a bad area.
It's a good neighborhood.
It's really good. And the studio's really
good. Yeah, Trauma Radio's not the hood.
It's really
Make sure it's not the hood.
Trauma Radio left the hood. Talking about the studio also, we might be opening back up the studio for public booking. So artists out there, unsigned artists, signed artists, whoever you are, if you want to record something, just up djrotation@gmail.com or TraumRadio@NYC@gmail.com.
5.
Okay. Why 5 and not 6?
Secret.
The 6th one is a surprise performance.
Bring out Beyonce?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Queen Bee, young man.
Yeah, alright, what's the 5?
So the 5 is Lima Songbird,
Very good.
Quotes, D Limits, Dave Al, and Cameron J.
Okay. Now, how did these artists get in your good graces? Out of all the other artists that probably emailed y'all, reached out to y'all, what about these particular artists stood out?
For Songbird, I actually saw her a couple of times perform at other events.
Right.
And she's been on my radar for I think about a year or two now. And there was this one recent one that I went to, and she really hit my soul. Like when she sang,
She made you cry?
no, not cry, but
Your soul was crying.
But I felt a lot of emotions.
You started shaking and everything?
Well, I don't do all that extra stuff.
Camille yeah, that was me.
No, for real. I knew Songbird for a long time actually, and when I first heard her perform, I'm like, yeah, I heard her do a Lauryn Hill cover, and Lauryn Hill covers are not that easy, and she nailed it, and it was really good, and she got a great feedback from the audience, and she got a great feedback from me. I actually ended up turning around and writing about her for ThaLSpot after that performance, so it's really cool. She's dope.
Okay, well that's Songbird.
Yes. For Quotes, I actually just...
Is it K-Wo or Quote?
Quotes.
Okay.
So, I was at a Dangerous Tour show at Mega Evans recently, and when I first saw him, I was like, what is he about to do? But then when he actually performed, he really killed. He did different types of, genres, and but his energy was still up there.
He made different genres.
Let's say his music was a little rock indie-ish, and then he got the hip hop, the fun, what we know. Then he got the poetry with the spoken word, and pretty much just seeing how the diverse he is, and then he gets you thinking a little bit. That I was like, yo, he's really dope, so I put him in the show.
Right.
As far as the Limits, same event, Dangerous Tour, and
shout out to Scott Morris.
Yes. And their energy was up there as well. I liked how they had the dancers performing with them, and it was just a good vibe with them. They really had me entertained, and they came out with drums and stuff. They played instruments, so I thought that was pretty cool. Well, they actually have the drums, that you African drums, yeah. Okay. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I was like, you know what, that would actually fit the theme of what we're trying to go for as well. And I put them on. And then Cameron J, he actually performed at BNC Music Festival. I didn't get to see his performance.
This recent one?
No,
it was the
second
third one.
I think
the second one.
Oh yeah, the second one.
The one that was at Santo.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I heard his music, and he sent me one of his tracks, and I was like, it's pretty cool, and he's different, at least for what we normally hear. So I pretty much put him on board. And Dave Al, he has a very, very soulful voice.
Definitely dope
And
artist.
You know about him, intro?
Yeah, man.
and so I was like, you know what, I want him on board. So like tomorrow night, y'all gonna see so many diverse talent.
That's what I like to hear. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. You know, I like quality. You know, in my a brief interview with Camille, I stress quality. I'm a big advocate for quality music. I don't like bullshit. You know, people feel like, yeah, I'm an artist, but it's not artistry about your music. Like, I gotta feel like it's something different about your music. I always tell artists when they reach out to me, you know, try this.
Right.
Because I don't want, I'm not big on commercial here. You know, because commercials sound the same. So, you know, definitely, that means a lot, you know. So, I definitely look forward to tomorrow night. Because I trust you guys. I think, you know, because I've been to a lot of showcases where people be like, yeah, this artist is valid. Then I'll be like,
You really gotta cater to your audience. We're doing a concert, so we need people that could not only make good music, but also put on a good show and keep our audience entertained and make our audience want to know them even more. You know what I mean? So those type of artists that are looking out to be performers and want to book these concerts and stuff, it's more than just sitting in the studio and be able to put a lot of lyrics together, put it on a nice beat, and be able to, you know, repeat it.
And one thing that I hate is that a lot of artists use so many effects nowadays because they try to go for that commercial sound.
Yep.
So now when they put these effects in the studio and they try to perform it, your voice cannot do these effects.
Exactly.
So it sounds like a totally different song.
Yeah, it's like a whole new person.
Like how to make or break you. So.
Yeah. So it's very important, artists. Make sure you guys are definitely well-rounded in the studio and performance-wise. You know, and you have to be different. You do want to stand out, and you do want to make. Why should we want to hear you more? Like, what is it about you that makes us want to keep listening, want to come back to your shows, want to support you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the ThaLSpot is giving y'all tips.
Do low based on emotion.
Yeah.
So like I have to feel something from. I have to feel connected to your music. So that's how I am, and then of course overall your stage presence, because like she just said, like you are good in the studio, but how are you performing live? But pretty much I go based on how you feel, the energy that you bring, and that's how I pick them.
Definitely.
With me, sometimes I definitely love someone who could, you know, appeal to the crowd. But I do not always look at that because we are in a tough.
What do you mean appeal to the crowd though?
Like get the crowd hype. You know what I mean?
I would construe that as like attraction. Like a male may be up there, he's ugly, so he's not gonna appeal to the crowd.
No.
A chick is ugly, she's not gonna appeal to the crowd.
No, not like that. I mean, you know, like get the crowd hype, get the crowd interested. But I don't always look at that because one, we are in like we have a tough crowd. New York is
the worst crowd.
It's really hard. Like I've seen some artists get on stage who I know they are great artists, but let's say they're the last ones to perform, and now the crowd is tired, and the crowd just standing there looking like dead. You know what I mean? So emotion is one thing, and for me, I don't know what it is about it, but I can tell like if you're being honest, like not honest, but yeah, truthful. Like you believe in yourself, like you believe in your music, and it's different.
Shows.
Yes, confidence definitely shows. Like I'm up here, I created this, and I'm serving it whether one person likes it or whether 100 people like it, and those type of people to me stand out. Like I could tell that they believe in what they do, and it makes me want to believe in them too. If somebody's up on stage and I can feel like their heart is really not in it, like they think they make good music, so they think that they could be a performer, I don't want you, because I want someone that knows that they are a performer. Like,
but
this
even
is
if
what
you
I need
do
to
know,
they pretty much do like different lip lines. Then I also have Lily's Closet. She does crochet swimwear, so it's pretty much getting the ladies ready for
bikini season.
Yes, and she said she's gonna have some models. So
I can't for the dudes out there.
And they're all like it's really all handmade, and I have a couple of her pieces, and they are just
Camille, you model?
I can model my piece tomorrow, actually.
Gentlemen. All right.
It's only a top.
If y'all ain't have incentive enough for the music, now y'all got models and bikinis.
Got models, dancers, bikinis.
All type of African drums. We lit. We turned up tomorrow night. Know that.
So what time does this event start?
The doors open at 7 and the concert starts at 8:30
And what's the exact location of the
at Roulette Theater, 509 Atlantic Avenue, Brooklyn, New York.
Is Roulette Theater like a typical theater, or is it like one of those converted theaters that got like a bar?
It's a typical theater,
Okay.
but they do
I
have
like
a bar.
a drink.
But
They
they do
do
have
have
a
a
Like
bar.
a little bit like a Lush.
They have like a little portable bar, so it's not like a station.
Okay.
But it's, you know, a regular theater has the big stage, a
I
balcony.
mean, we wouldn't do that to y'all. We wouldn't.
We
Cause
know
I
it's
seen
like a
on the promotion it said 21 and over, so I'm like, okay, so if you're weeding out the youngins, there must be some type of
We wouldn't
liqueur,
do that.
some type of inebriation available, you know?
Of course, at ThaLSpot we get some up.
Oh yeah. You know, yo, shout out to the ThaLSpot, man. Every time they link up with Trump Radio at these events, man, we be having a good time. Next year when you have your fourth drink, you know, come back and let us know what's going on.
And hopefully Trauma, you know, will be a sponsor.
Of course.
We here. I told you that via email. I said, yo, we're for it. You know, so, and we got the same vision when it comes to, you know, weeding out artists. Like, if me and HR don't feel you, we don't feel you. Like, you know, and we'll give you our, you know, honest critiques, and what we see will probably, you know, help you out. But
Right. You have to. And what's interesting as I'm getting into this industry even more, everybody has their own version of what's like quality music or what's good music.
Yeah.
definitely.
So it's kind of hard now to really critique artists because it's our own opinion.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. That's true.
But as artists, like, you can't take any criticism and take it like
The wrong way.
the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like, I know some people, not me personally, but like if someone says, oh, I really wasn't feeling them, I don't think you're right for this, and they're like, oh, I can't mess with them no more, I'm not talking to them.
Oh yeah.
Like, we
It's
just,
a lot of emotional upset.
exactly,
Yeah.
and you can't, there's gonna be a million doors that close in front of your face before one door opens. You can't take it to heart too much and make it not wanna, it should drive you to make you move forward.
Yeah,
Right.
motivation.
And
Those
do better.
million no's make you stronger.
Exactly, and it just make you just want to work harder. You don't want to burn any bridges with anybody and leave like a bad taste in anybody's mouth, because as big as this world is, this industry is so
Yeah, it's that they can't afford to have every single day. So
You're a stepping stone.
right, and it's up to you guys, the artists, to take it to the next level. Like, we're
Take
giving you
advantage
the
of us. This is what we're
exactly.
here for, you know?
Exactly. Give us stuff to do. Give us things to
Exactly.
do, please.
Exactly.
Because that's really what we're here for.
Exactly.
Definitely, man.
So
So
all y'all tuned in, man, y'all already know. Y'all have no reason not to reach out to the ThaLSpot. Public relations, blogs, they do it all, you know?
event planning, we got a little side other stuff going on.
Look, see?
Yeah, we plan events,
Photo shoots.
And
make
quiet with it.
releases.
and how can people reach you?
Yeah, I'm about to say, y'all let them know your contact information. No social security, though. It's the age of the scammers.
For real. For real. Oh my god, I had a scammer issue, but I mean.
Oh! Let's not talk about that one. They might come and get you a discount. You know
That's probably where the punk came from earlier.
But make sure you guys definitely follow the ThaLSpot ENTPR on that Instagram, and Twitter,
And
Facebook.
and Facebook.
Same thing, THA, not E.
Yeah,
Spell it out for the slow people.
THA LSPOTENTPR on everything. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And you can visit our website, ThaLSpot.com, ThaLSpot.com. And if you want to email us, ask us any questions, info@ThaLSpot.com, THALSPOT.